We are here at ELCO Stadium waiting for the commencement of the boys soccer game against Cedar Crest. Once the timer runs out, we will be presented with the national anthem. Please hold tight. And that was our national anthem. We are here live at ELCO Stadium to see the boys soccer match between ELCO and Cedar Crest. And right off the bat, it looks like Cedar Crest is looking to make a push into ELCO territory. Oh, both went down in the field. Number 5, Brandon Knoll, tripped up with a Cedar Crest player. The other player, number 32, Nicholas Benzing, waiting by the ball. Gives it a kick across the field and finds home within 2 ELCO players and 2 Cedar Crest players. ELCO for a kick up here. Across the field and headed by a Cedar Crest player into their, and ELCO takes the ball, launching it across into Cedar Crest territory. Onto the sideline. Tussle for the ball, and the whistle is sounded. It is ELCO's kick. Makes a shot, and it is taken by Cedar Crest's goalie. ELCO lining up another shot, and it is out of play. Taken by Cedar Crest's goalie, Michael Bartle. The ball is out of play once again. It looks to be Cedar Crest's ball. Throws in. Cedar Crest ball again. To be thrown in across the field. To be taken into ELCO possession. Running down the length of Cedar Crest's side of the field. Ooh, Cedar Crest knocks it back over to the sidelines to be knocked out of play. ELCO's ball thrown in. Back in ELCO possession. ELCO making yet another push to be contested by Cedar Crest. And man, let me tell you, those players love the far side of the field. Cedar Crest players tripped up by an ELCO team member. To be Cedar Crest's ball. Kicked by number 32, Nicholas Benzing. And there it goes, careening over the field to be headed by another Cedar Crest player. ELCO makes a push. Hotly contested over on the ELCO side of the field, and 2 men down. Game is still going. Cedar Crest making a move into ELCO's side of the field to be taken by Brandon Knoll and tripped by number 7, Patrick Bayer on the Cedar Crest team. Number 12, Elijah Keene, making a push down to 37. David Plasterer taken by Aitken. Back to 3, Drew Yoder. Contested in the corner. Makes a kick, and it is taken by Cedar Crest's goalie. Whistle is sounded off, and the goalie sends the ball flying. Taken by Cedar Crest. Looking to make a push here. Trying to circle around the ELCO players, where number 12, Nicholas Garman, gets it and takes out an ELCO player. Tripping up on number 12, Elijah Keene on ELCO, is hotly following the ball. Kicked by Brandon Knoll. Over to 33, 37. Kicked back by Riley Kepley. And it is Cedar Crest ball. Thrown in, and ELCO is on Cedar Crest. Their defense like no other, as the ball is being changed back and forth between hands on the far side of the field. We have a push into Cedar Crest territory as the ball is keeping in play and out of play. It is ELCO's ball for the throw-in. The ball is thrown and just missed by an ELCO player, instead of being headed by Cedar Crest. A shot is taken and just careens over the goal. Giving the ball back to Bartle. Pass to LaLiberty. And he's hugging that ball, and I believe it is gone out of play. This is ELCO's ball for the throw-in. Ball's gone out of play in the corner, giving it back to Cedar Crest for the throw-in. Number 10 tries to butt it, but fails, giving the ball back to Cedar Crest for the time being. Back to ELCO. Got a wide open field here, trying to make some plays, but Cedar Crest is getting on them. Back to Jaden Grumbine. Back to Cedar Crest. Lobbed it over to the kick, is trying to find a way to a Cedar Crest player, and is being contested by number 3, Drew Yoder. Brandon Knoll trying to get the ball away from 2 other Cedar Crest players and trips in the mix-up, sending it back to an ELCO player. Back to David Plaster at number 37. It is now a free kick for Cedar Crest. And it is headed by a Cedar Crest player over the goal. Cedar Crest will have another kick coming up here. Take 2. being kicked by 25, Micah Zeislov. Sends the kick and is headed by a Cedar Crest player. Out of bounds. Headed by an ELCO player. It is now in hot pursuit as ELCO makes its way over to the Cedar Crest side of the field. Getting the ball out of their territory is crucial at this point in the game as Brendan Knoll takes the ball to go over the halfway mark into Cedar Crest side of the field. Elijah Keene on the ball. Cedar Crest gets it, butts it over to ELCO's side of the field. Number 28, Brandon Bernard, taking the ball as it is taken out of possession and kicked by the goalie to the field. The ball making its way to Cedar Crest side of the field falls out of bounds. It is ELCO's ball as it is thrown in. Makes a headbutt and just barely misses the goal, careening off to the right. Too wide, but another shot for ELCO. Bartle lines up the kick to send it off as the whistle sounds. And is passed to a teammate. Number 32, Ben Singh. Ball's in ELCO possession. Kicked off to Brendan Knoll. Kicked off to Drew Yoder. And he sends it next to the goal. Just barely missing it. Ball was given back to Cedar Crest goalie. For another potential play by both teams. Sends it off and is headed by an ELCO player. Contested. Jump height really matters when you're going for headbutts like these. Nicholas Garman and Drew Yoder contesting the ball as it flies over the net yet again. Bartle lining up the kick for what may be the 4th or 5th consecutive time. Headed by Cedar Crest. Plays being made. Drew Yoder in hot pursuit of the ball. ELCO player is tripped. Number 28, Brandon Bernard, as he was trying to get at the ball. Ball's being contested and knocked back into Cedar Crest territory as it falls out of play. Cedar Crest throw in. Over to find a teammate, but is intercepted by ELCO. Drew Yoder as it makes its way across the field. Taken back by Cedar Crest. And the whistle is sounded. Cedar Crest possession. Cedar Crest kicks it off to send the ball into ELCO territory. ELCO's defense trying desperately to keep the ball away from their side of the field. Cedar Crest keeps persevering as our goalie intercepts the ball. Luke Mascione sends the ball flying across the field to be met by fierce resistance as Cedar Crest takes hold of the ball, being hotly contested by two of ELCO's soccer players. Sent back in for what looks like a pass to another Cedar Crest player, but ELCO once more is on them as the players are sent to the ELCO side of the field. Cedar Crest possession. ELCO meeting that kick with resistance once again as the ball makes its way back into Cedar Crest's half of the field. Connor Atkin trying to send the ball back, and it falls out of play. ELCO possession, it's thrown in. Fallen out of play, they are sent back over to ELCO's side of the field. Back into Cedar Crest possession. As Atkin tosses the ball into ELCO territory, it is met with another ball fallen out of bounds. Thrown back in by ELCO. Atkin tosses to Bensing. Toss back over to ELCO's side. Toss back out of bounds. Another throw in for Atkin as 34 Logan Kless tries to contest. And ELCO once again sends the ball flying. Cedar Crest making plays, passing from player to player as some semblance of strategies taken by each team. ELCO sending the ball across the line, out of play, trying to make a push into Cedar Crest territory once again. ELCO's possession for the throw-in.
Number 18, Nick Miller, is on the pitch for ELCO.
As Bartle takes the ball once again to line up for a kick back over to be met by a teammate. Whistle's been sounded. Substitution. The Cedar Crest goalie lines up the kick once again, waiting for the play to start. Cedar Crest is riding the far half of the field. It is kicked out of play once again. To be thrown in by Cedar Crest and met with fierce opposition by the ELCO soccer team. Headed by ELCO, back to be met by ELCO, sending the ball over to Cedar Crest. Out of play once again. Back into Cedar Crest possession. Good throw in to Korean over the second half of the field. Back to be kicked by ELCO, out of bounds. We're looking at 19:49 on the clock in the first half.
Injured player for the Raiders is number 28, Brandon Bernard. And so Brandon recovers quickly and is able to get back on the pitch real soon.
As the play starts once again, it is kicked into field by an ELCO player, headed and is going into the arms of Bartle to be sent back over into Cedar Crest possession. Kicked back over to ELCO's side of the field, out of bounds. To be thrown in by ELCO. Kneed up and kicked out of bounds once again.
Number 13 is entering for Cedar Crest, T. Brian.
Cedar Crest's throw in. ELCO trying to send the ball back over to the other half of the field, and it is kicked out in the process to be thrown in by Cedar Crest. As it is sent back over, Cedar Crest trying desperately to keep the ball into ELCO's side of the field. Kicked over. And the whistle is sounded. Cedar Crest possession. Bensing leading the kick for Cedar Crest. Kick is met with an ELCO header as it is pushed back into Cedar Crest's side of the field. Leading up to plays. Will they keep it in play? They will keep it in play as ELCO makes a mad dash to Cedar Crest's goal. Pass back, riding the boundary line. Met by a Cedar Crest player to stop that play dead in its tracks as ELCO heads the ball back into Cedar Crest's side of the field. The ball was being hotly contested in center of the field as the ref sends the team back to Cedar Crest's side. ELCO throw in. I'm sorry, kick. As ELCO kicks off and is headed, the ball is met by another ELCO player trying desperately to get the ball near the goal to set up a shot. Ball is kept in play and falls right into the hands of Bartle. As the ref whistles. Bartle sends the ball over midfield, headed by an ELCO player, and is in Cedar Crest possession, being taken to the other half of the field. In a struggle between a Cedar Crest and ELCO player, Cedar Crest gains possession of the ball. Whistle is sounded and everyone is taken back to Cedar Crest's side of the field, where it will be an ELCO possession. Free kick for ELCO. Spearheaded by number 20, Cody Boyer, as he lines up the kick. He sends it off, and it is in hot pursuit by an ELCO and a Cedar Crest player, as it is kept in play. Struggling to keep the ball inside, it rolls out of bounds. ELCO throw-in. Tossed in, headed by a Cedar Crest player, and kicked back to the other side of the field to be met by ELCO resistance, as it is taken back to Cedar Crest side of the field, sent careening over and falling out of bounds. Back into Cedar Crest possession. Bartle once again lining up the kick to send the ball across the field. Whistle is sounded, and it is met by Bartle, sending the ball to number 6, Dallas George on the ELCO team. ELCO fighting for control of that ball as they are passing it between teammates, looking to make a play to pass Cedar Crest and get into their side of the field. Cedar Crest is meeting that with taking the ball into ELCO territory and it being kicked out by ELCO. Cedar Crest possession. And with the throw-in, ELCO has headed it out of bounds. It is now a corner kick for Cedar Crest.
Taking the corner for Cedar Crest.
And the ball is taken by the goalie as it's thrown across the field. Thrown by Luke Mascioni, goalie for ELCO. Ball's taken out of bounds and is now an ELCO possession for a throw-in.
Number 10 is Vlad Dribnokot. Number 33 is Jaden Grumbine re-entering for the Raiders.
Thrown by ELCO, headed and sent out of bounds once again. Back in Cedar Crest possession. Thrown in by Cedar Crest, and the ball is sent into ELCO territory and sent back out by one well-placed kick from ELCO. Back into Cedar Crest side of the field. It is spearheaded by number 10, Vlad Dribnikod. Back to 14. Back to Dribnikod. Kicks it over, and the ball is sent out of bounds. Back to the goalie. Back into Cedar Crest possession as they try to throw it back into ELCO's side of the field. The defense stopping them at midfield as ELCO takes possession of the ball back into Cedar Crest side of the field. Intercepting each kick from Cedar Crest as the ball rolls out of bounds. Cedar Crest possession. Out of bounds once again. Thrown in by ELCO. The ball has found its way into the hands, or feet, should I say, of a Cedar Crest teammate to be kicked out. Back into ELCO possession. Lining up for a kick. Pass to ELCO as the ball makes its way into the center of the field near the goal. ELCO lining up something, trying to get the ball away from Cedar Crest as Dribnikad lines up a shot and is blocked. Corner kick as it rolls out of bounds. Should be a corner kick. As things are being situated on the field, we're showing 9:38 on the clock for the first half as we have a corner kick by ELCO. Ball's went by a head of many different players trying desperately to get the ball in, and the shot is just missed left wide of the net. Back to another corner kick by ELCO. Sorry, a throw-in. Substitution. I stand corrected once again. It will be a corner kick by ELCO. Ball is sent to the center and is headed by Cedar Crest. Taken back into ELCO possession. To Cedar Crest possession. There's a tumble and the ball has fallen out of bounds. Just right past the goal. Corner kick once again. Once again, ELCO corner kicks the ball as it's sent on top of the net to be put back into possession by Cedar Crest. Bartle in charge of lining up the kick once again for Cedar Crest. He's seeing a lot of action this game. As Cedar Crest takes the ball over to ELCO's side of the field, looking for a pass. Is anyone open? And it is taken by ELCO as a Cedar Crest player is tripped. Back in ELCO possession, they are trying desperately to get the ball back into Cedar Crest's side of the field, way deep, to line up another shot. ELCO trying to get the ball past. A successful pass as they run their way back up to the field, looking for someone else to be open. And kicked across Cedar Crest side of the field to be headed by a Cedar Crest player and jumped back to the center of the field. Back into ELCO possession. The ball is sent flying and headed by a Cedar Crest player as it falls just short of the net, past the right out of bounds. Back to a corner kick. Lining up the corner kick for ELCO. The ball is sent flying into just over Cedar Crest net as it falls just short. A tussle in front of the goal, and it just falls short, unfortunately. The shot was lined up, but it did not find its way as the ball was taken back into ELCO possession. Looking for some type of opening, trying to get past as Brandon Knoll tries to outsmart the Cedar Crest player. The ball is sent to the other side of the field to be met by one ELCO player and two Cedar Crest players. A pass and a head by Cedar Crest as the ball is still hotly contested and falls out of bounds. Brandon Knoll taking the corner kick for ELCO. Seeing a lot of action this game. Free kick, I apologize. Knoll lining up the shot as it is taken and shot just past Cedar Crest's net. As the players make their way to the center of the field, we are showing 4:30 on the clock for the first quarter. Ball's taken into Cedar Crest possession, but ELCO is not letting up that easy. ELCO trying desperately to get that ball away from their net, and it is meted with a Cedar Crest player on the other side of that kick, to be taken back into ELCO's side of the field, to be taken by Drew Yoder as he kicks and keeps the ball in play. Knoll shoots the ball just past number 17 as the ball is sent farther and out of bounds into Cedar Crest territory. Cedar Crest possession. Number 17, Matthew Leedy, throwing in the ball for Cedar Crest. The ball is up, and ELCO is trying their hardest to get the ball back as the ref sends the players over to the right side of the field for a free kick by Cedar Crest. Ball's headed over by Cedar Crest. Two men fall, and the whistle is sounded. ELCO possession. Number 20, Cody Boyer on free kick. Ball is staying on the far side of the field as one Cedar Crest member falls. And the ball is taken back into ELCO possession, to be kicked in yet again by Cody Boyer. And the ball is launched into Cedar Crest's side of the field. It is being headed out of bounds. Back into Cedar Crest possession. Taken by Bensing. Ball is sent back over to be met by an ELCO kick back into Cedar Crest side of the field. ELCO's trying to hang on to that ball, and Cedar Crest is on them as an ELCO player is tripped, and it is sent back to their side of the field to be headed and kicked by Drew Yoder back to the center of the field. ELCO fighting to keep that ball in Cedar Crest territory, shooting farther as the ball is kicked out of play right over the net. Little less than a minute left in this half of the game. Brandon Knoll corner kicking for the Raiders as we're showing just 30 seconds on the clock left. Yet a score to be made. But it would be ignorant of me to say that neither team tried thus far. Another corner kick. Headed by ELCO and back into Bartle's possession as the Cedar Crest goalie. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 wraps up this half of the game. And we will be back. Stay tuned. Welcome back. We are still live at ELCO Stadium preparing for the second half of today's soccer game. As we're starting off, ELCO has possession of the ball. Trying to send it back to Cedar Crest's side, and it is met with opposition. Cedar Crest sending the ball deep into ELCO's side of the field as two men trip up. Ball sent flying out of bounds. ELCO possession for the... ELCO possession. Thrown in by Riley Kepley, is met by another ELCO player. Trying to just barely get it past Cedar Crest as they knock the ball back into the center. ELCO making a push here back into Cedar Crest defense, knocking down a player, halting the play. Cedar Crest's number 5, La Liberty, sizing up the kick to resume the play. As Cedar Crest takes control of the ball, makes a shot, and is taken by Luke Mascioni. Mascioni sends the ball to an ELCO player. Kicks back to Cedar Crest's side. ELCO is trying to make a push and cannot as Cedar Crest goes back towards their side of the field, halting the play. ELCO sends the ball back over and is met by a Cedar Crest player. Back riding the far side of the line, and the ball is kept out of play. ELCO sends the ball to midfield as it's taken by Cedar Crest. The Raiders taking back possession of the ball as it rolls out of bounds. Yellow card for number 3. Yellow card on ELCO, number 3. Cedar Crest kicks the ball, landing square in front of ELCO's goal as it's sent back over. Oh, Cedar Crest lining up for a kick, and it's taken out by Dripnikod to roll out of bounds. Cedar Crest possession for a corner kick. The ball is sent and careens behind the net. Out of bounds again. Back into ELCO possession. Chandler Earhart, ELCO's goalie, Sends it to a teammate. Ball rolls back into ELCO possession, being kicked by Dribnikad. And kicked back out of bounds by Ashton Faust. Back into ELCO possession for the throw-in. And it's taken by Cedar Crest. Back to ELCO. And the ball is still in play as it rolls out of bounds. Back into ELCO possession. Being thrown in by 9, Riley Kepley. Trying to maneuver around Cedar Crest as the ball rolls out of bounds once again. Ashton Faust on the throw-in. Toss to be met with a Cedar Crest player throwing it out of bounds again. Ball's kicked and taken by Cedar Crest's goalie. Ball's still alive. That's being taken by ELCO and kicked out by Cedar Crest. ELCO possession. Ball sent out again. Still in ELCO possession. ELCO fighting desperately to keep a hold of the ball. Lining up a shot. And is taken! ELCO has 1 point showing on the board, slipping just past the goalie. Scored by number 6, Dallas George. 1 for the ELCO team. Cedar Crest possession. Showing 33 minutes on the board left. ELCO is up 1 for a very interesting second half. Kickoff is sent into Cedar Crest as ELCO kicks the ball up. Staying up in the air. Keeping airtime, certainly. ELCO trying to get the ball out of there and is sent out of bounds by Cedar Crest. ELCO possession. ELCO's riding the far side of the field as the ball is taken deeper and deeper to Cedar Crest territory to be. The play's been stopped, whistle's been sounded. Cedar Crest ball. Cedar Crest using a wide open field to send it into ELCO as ELCO retakes possession of the ball. To be taken and just barely sent out of bounds by Cedar Crest. ELCO possession. Riley Kepley for the throw-in. Intercepted and kicked up by Cedar Crest and taken out of bounds. Kepley once again with the throw-in. And the ball seems to be out of bounds. Thrown in by Cedar Crest, contested by ELCO, and a man is down. Cedar Crest possession. Kick in for Cedar Crest as ELCO deflects it back onto the other side of the field. Cedar Crest meeting that with yet another kick across as the ball rolls out of bounds. Kepley for the throw-in. Cedar Crest possession once again. Bartle lining up the kick to send it back into ELCO's territory. And the whistle is sounded again for Cedar Crest possession. Ball's being sent back to the starting area for another kick from Cedar Crest. Cedar Crest launches the ball to be intercepted by Earhart, ELCO's goalie. And the ball is launched up across the field to be taken back into ELCO possession safely. With a wide open field, plays can be made as it's tossed to an open ELCO player as the ball is being contested, sent back to a player. Seeming to be lining up some sort of shot, a play, and Cedar Crest is on them. Not letting a ball slip through. Not a chance of that happening. As Cedar Crest takes back possession, back into ELCO. ELCO trying desperately to get the ball around Cedar Crest. And they seem to be having some trouble doing so. As Kepley sends the ball back in with a throw-in. The play is resumed as the substitutions take place and the ball is thrown in. Cedar Crest making its way across. The ball is out of bounds. Kepley once again with the throw-in, and the play is halted. Another substitution for ELCO. Riley Kepley being replaced by Caden Bear for the throw-in. Bear throwing the ball to land right on the edge of the boundary as Cedar Crest kicks it out of bounds. Play is halted after one kick straight to an ELCO teammate as ELCO retains possession of the ball for a free kick. Dribnikov lining up the shot. It is taken and just barely misses the goal. Bartle back in possession of the ball, waiting for the cue to resume the play. Leading the charge with a kick. Into ELCO possession as it's kicked out of bounds. Cedar Crest possession. Ball's being kept alive. It is running the line of the boundary. Ashton Faust taking it past Cedar Crest. And the goalie, Bartle, blocks the ball right over the net.
Nice save by the captain goalie.
This just in, ELCO player number 20, Cody Boyd. Not Boyer. Boyer, not Boyd. I apologize. Oh, the ball just careens past the net as it is headed by all members of the team. Back into Cedar Crest possession as Bartle lines up the kick to pass to a teammate. ELCO trying to keep that ball in Cedar Crest territory, and Cedar Crest is not letting up. ELCO leading the charge, slowly but surely pushing the ball back in. Ashton Faust takes possession of the ball, shooting past the field to be met by an out-of-bounds kick. And Landon Gettle tripped. Back into Cedar Crest possession. Thrown in by Wyatt Caber, number 11. The toss is met by an out-of-bounds hit. Toss back into play, kicked by Cedar Crest and out of bounds once again. ELCO possession for the throw-in. Excuse me, Cedar Crest possession. Ooh, just barely out of bounds for ELCO possession. Leaving time for more substitutions as Caden Bear prepares to throw the ball back into play. The play is resumed as Caden tosses the ball and lands out of bounds. Cedar Crest possession. Caber throwing in the ball for Cedar Crest. Sizing up the field, looking to make a play. He tosses it. Headed by ELCO. And is being pushed further into Cedar Crest territory. Launched back into ELCO's side. And ELCO is putting that footwork to use as they are making their best attempts to send the ball back over as it lands out of bounds. Back into Cedar Crest possession. Thrown in. And the ball lands back out of bounds once again. Back into Cedar Crest possession. Number 20, Matthew Smith for the toss-in. As ELCO tries their best to get the ball away from that goal, launching it out of bounds across the fence. back into Cedar Crest possession as Smith retains control of the ball once again for the throw-in. Showing 21 and some change on the clock. This is not a half to miss, ladies and gentlemen. Earhart taking back possession of the ball once again to send the players over to the center of the field. ELCO taking back possession, looking to make a push, utilizing that space on the field to weave the ball in and out of Cedar Crest players as Cedar Crest takes control of the ball once again to make a push back into the left side of the field. Riding the far side of the line, ELCO pushes back. They are not taking no for an answer. A shot is taken and is taken back by Earhart. As yet another save for the day. Kicked back into the air, down midfield, and sent back into ELCO's half of the field. Ball is out of bounds as number 24, Marquette, tries desperately to kick the ball in some type of scoring position. Back into Cedar Crest possession for the kick. It appears that Bartle is lining up the kick. Pass to Bensing. Nolan hot pursuit. Cedar Crest making a push. Not to be met by ELCO players as the ball is pushed out of bounds. The ball is now in Cedar Crest possession. Ball sent to ELCO territory. As a shot is made and just passes over the goalpost. Earhart taking back possession of the ball to make a pass to ELCO. Well, we're showing a little more than 17 minutes on the clock. Raiders 1, Falcons 0. We are getting information that the last time ELCO had won the Ritter Huffman Cup was in 2016. Just a little bit of knowledge for you there as the ball runs out of bounds. Cedar Crest possession for the throw-in. ELCO taking back possession, sending it careening across the field as Knoll takes possession of the ball, passing it. Making one big push as Cedar Crest tries to fortify their part of the field. Ball's being taken, bordering the border of the field as it is taken out of bounds. Cedar Crest possession. The ball is tossed as 2 men fall on the field, and the play is halted. ELCO possession. Dribnikad sizing up the kickoff. As ELCO plans to score another goal. Ball is pushed past ELCO as Cedar Crest makes a mad dash to the other side of the field. Wide open, ELCO trying to man their side of the field as the ball is pushed out of bounds. ELCO possession for the throw-in. Ball's out of bounds again. Cedar Crest possession. ELCO returning the throw-in out of bounds as the ball is sent onto the track. Cedar Crest possession. The ball is thrown in, riding the line, and is out of bounds. ELCO possession, taken by Earhart for a throw-in. Taken by Dribnikad for the kick. Cedar Crest tussling with the ball, meeting that kick with swift interference as ELCO makes their way across. Cedar Crest taking back the ball to use the open field to their advantage. But ELCO is not letting a ball get past them without a fight. As the ball takes air, riding the line, and the ball is out of bounds. ELCO ball as it's tossed in and tossed out. Cedar Crest possession. Tossed in, ELCO headed, Cedar Crest returned. ELCO possession, out of bounds. Cedar Crest possession. Caber seeing quite a lot of action with the throw-ins this game. Ball's tossed in, kicked back by ELCO, kicked in by Cedar Crest. Cedar Crest trying to weasel their way out of this one. ELCO defense sticking to them as the ball rolls out of bounds once again. Jaden Grumbine's ball as he sizes up the field to go for a throw-in. Kick, excuse me. ELCO launching the ball into Cedar Crest's side of the field, and they are running that sucker into the out-of-bounds area as a Cedar Crest player is tripped. Cedar Crest possession. It appears that a yellow card has been thrown out. on number 5 for ELCO. Bartle with the kick as the whistle is sounded. Bartle leading the kick once again. As the ball is sent into ELCO hands. Back to Cedar Crest as the ball rolls out of bounds. Back into ELCO possession, being tossed in by Caden Bear. Still alive as the ball borders that line and is out of bounds once again. ELCO throw in. ELCO trying to regain control of the ball as it flies close out of bounds, but the play is still alive. ELCO making plays, Cedar Crest kicking it back out of bounds. ELCO possession. Cedar Crest meeting these pushes. And the ball is out of bounds as Cedar Crest meets each individual push with defense of their own. Ball's on ELCO's side, headed. As ELCO tries to sneak the ball past Cedar Crest, the whistle is sounded, and it is within Cedar Crest possession. For a kick, as Earhart intercepts the ball for ELCO. ELCO free kick. To be kicked by Jaden Grumbine, number 33. Grumbine kicks it. As the ball is taken by Cedar Crest goalie, Michael Bartle. Back into Ben Singh's possession as he trips over his own feet. Cedar Crest still has possession of the ball, making a play on the far side of the field as they try desperately to push it back into ELCO territory. Ball riding the line, and I believe it has gone out of bounds. We have reports of a yellow card being thrown for ELCO player 33, Jaden Grumbine, as it is back in Cedar Crest possession. Kick being led by Smith for the Cedar Crest team. As the refs are trying to figure things out, we're showing 7:33 on the board in the second half here. Again, ELCO up 1 over the Falcons. Smith leading the kick. It is blocked by Earhart and sent out of bounds. What a save! Wow. What a save! Back into Cedar Crest possession. Corner kick for Cedar Crest. The ball sent back and is sent out of bounds once again. Back into Cedar Crest possession. Oh, ELCO's ball. Sending up Dribnikod for the shot as he passes it to Bear. Making his way down the field. Sent past Cedar Crest. Out of bounds. Knocking over the flag. What a shot. Cedar Crest possession. And the ball is sent into the air. Once again for ELCO possession. Being kicked by Vlad Dribnikod. Seeing a lot of actions with these kicks this game. I apologize, 20 is Cody Boyer. Back into Earhart's possession, excuse me. And the ball is out of bounds. Back into Bears' possession as he throws in for the ELCO team. As ELCO tries to push it past, and the ball just barely gets out of bounds. Cedar Crest possession. Caber with the throw-in, deciding where to put it. And it is headed out of bounds once again. ELCO possession. Ball is sent careening over the field into ELCO's territory as Cody Boyer kicks the ball and it rolls out of bounds. Cedar Crest possession. Ball sent up, headed, and is out of bounds once again. Cedar Crest possession. Showing 3:45 on the clock. Will Cedar Crest make a comeback and tie up this game? The throw-in is made. The ball is sent out of bounds once again. Just shy of the right past the goal as we have a goal kick coming up here. Kick is made. And Cedar Crest deflects it. ELCO puts it back. Sent flying into the goal. Bartle kicks it up. It is back in ELCO possession as it rolls towards the boundary line and is kicked over. And it is, oh, it is just barely out of bounds. As the ball was put back into Cedar Crest possession. Thrown in by Caber. And the ball is still out of bounds. Ball's tossed in, landing into Cedar Crest possession. And the ball rolls out of bounds once again. ELCO possession. Excuse me, Cedar Crest possession. Caber throws it in. Kicked over a Cedar Crest player's head and is being disputed. Kicked into ELCO territory, landing safely in a wide open field where it is kicked out of bounds. We're showing 1:30 on the clock here as the kick is made by Bartle out of bounds. What did you say about 1:30? What did you say about 1:30? Yeah. ELCO possession for the throw-in, and Cedar Crest is looking to make some kind of play. As Cedar Crest is looking to make some type of play, showing 1 minute on the clock, will they have the ability to tie this game up and take us into overtime? Cody Boyer sending the ball yet again out of bounds, seeming to be some sort of strategy for the ELCO team to bide their time. The less the ball is on the field and the clock's still ticking, the less opportunity they have to make a goal, I suppose. Shot is made and is taken, received by Earhart. Again, what a session of saves by ELCO's goalie. Kick is made over the field. Received by Cedar Crest, not too kindly by ELCO. We're showing 15 on the clock, ELCO possession. As the kick is being lined up, but we're showing 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And ELCO has won this day's game. ELCO has won the Ritter-Hoffman Cup for the first time since 2016. What a game it has been, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking a losing streak they've held since 2016, the ELCO boys soccer team brings home the cup this year. Hope you've enjoyed this match. I have been your announcer, Xavier Bates. James Beidelsbach manning the live stream. Have a good night.